How do everybody? I know I've not done a video for a few days. Unfortunately, I have had quite a bit going on in my private life, but I know you're not here for my life story. You are here to hear the news story. So let's get cracking on with this. This is an absolutely heart-wrenching story, and this is an update that I've just seen in regards to what happened earlier in the week. If you are easily upset, this is quite a graphically written story, and I won't be pulling me words with this. So I would suggest leaving right now. If you have got a strong stomach, then let's crack on with this. Absolute show of events. Mum of three died of heart attack after being repeatedly raped by stranger on park bench. Court hears. Yes, you did hear that right. It happened more than once to her, and I believe she was unconscious at the time whilst it was happening. So Natalie Shotter, 37, had been on a night out enjoying herself before she was allegedly attacked by Mohammed Lidlow, a stranger. Well, no, he was a stranger, and I wouldn't be surprised if the man had recently only just got off a boat. Now, I don't know if that's actually a fact or not, and I'm assuming we will find out as the story progresses. So let's read on and see if my suspicions are correct. The NHS worker was found dead by a passer-by in Southall Park, West London, in the early morning of July 17, 2021. The Old Bailey was told. So this is quite an old event that's happened here. Although we've only recently, to my knowledge anyway, become aware of it. It's absolutely shocking to me, gut-wrenching really, that this has happened to this poor woman. And this, again, is the reason why I support bringing back the death penalty as well. This individual, if found guilty, should get a short drop with a very, very swift stop, and left to hang there until very, very dead. There is absolutely, in my opinion, no punishment for this kind of behaviour. This is just completely unacceptable. Prosecutor Alison Morgan, KC, told jurors on Friday that Miss Shotter had died of a heart attack caused by Lidlow raping her again and again. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, the stress on her body must have been absolutely horrific. Even if she was in semi-unconscious, she will still have been aware to some extent of what was going on. The stress on her has clearly caused her heart to overload. CCTV footage was shown of Miss Shotter sitting on a bench with a different man when, the prosecution said, the defendant walked past and looked at them shortly before the alleged attack. Lidlow then left the park, drove away in his car, then returned. Jurors heard. That's absolutely shocking. So he's actually driven away as well, and then decided, oh, you know what, I'm going back for some more. Just absolute sicko. Miss Shotter was lying down, showing no clear movement for around half an hour before the defendant approached her nonchalantly. Miss Morgan said, so she's clearly passed out, probably drunk. Now, I'm not saying that she deserves that to happen. However, people, be careful when getting too drunk, because unfortunately there are predatory people out there who will take advantage of you, as this tragic case is proven. I'm not saying that women shouldn't be able to go out and get blind drunk if they want, but unfortunately you are putting a big massive bullseye on your back for absolutely disgusting nonsense like this individual, and that is just the sad reality of it. You become the injured gazelle or the injured buffalo in the herd that the predatory lions are going to pick on, or the hyenas. And that is the sad reality of things like this. What was the defendant doing there? What was he seeking to do? Walking up and down the paths in the middle of the night and thinking about what his objectives must have been. Seeking out a vulnerable woman to rape Sharon. Well, personally, if I was walking up and down the street and I found that, yes, I would actually be taking interest in that person, but it would be to make sure that they're all right, and I would have been ringing an ambulance because I would have been very, very concerned, as I've done in the past when I found somebody near where I live, blind drunk with a head cut open, and I've had to perform first aid on them and then get an ambulance called up and stayed, even though the person was trying to attack me as well. Miss Morgan told jurors the prosecution's case is that Natalie died as a result of what was done to her by this defendant. Yeah, it's absolutely... I have absolutely no doubts whatsoever that is why she died. She was not dead at the time when the defendant was orally raping her. It will be a matter for you to consider. That is, defendant went to the park for a reason. I completely agree with that, and if I was on that jury, I would absolutely be agreeing with that justification. He would not have sought to have sex with a dead body for over 15 minutes. He was having sex with someone he knew was alive but was deeply unconscious, and therefore he was raping her. 100% correct. Miss Shotter was found dead by a passerby in the park in the early morning of July 17, 2021. The court previously heard... I mean, can you imagine finding somebody dead like that? I mean, obviously that person probably didn't know how she died, but there would clearly be some sort of visible trauma on her. It'd just be absolutely shocking, wouldn't it? Swabs taken from Miss Shotter's mouth matched DNA samples taken from the defendant. The court heard. Lidlow had denied the charges against him, and the trial was adjourned until Monday. People, mass immigration, unfortunately, is a risk to women. It really is, and I'm not saying that women haven't been attacked before, but the likelihood of being brutally attacked has increased because of it. We're seeing more and more cases like this of women, vulnerable women, being attacked openly. And again, I'm not saying that doesn't happen, but the frequency of which it happens, depending on where people are from in the world, is provably different. The statistics on this absolutely show that. That's just an unfortunate reality. This is something that people need to start thinking about going forward, especially with the unprecedented levels of immigration. This has happened before these recent multiple millions that Conservatives have brought into the country have happened. And it's only going to get worse. And last year they found that I think it was 6,000 illegal immigrants were HIV positive. That's increased the number of HIV positive people in the country by 50%. That's an insane number. And it only takes a small percentage of them to decide to get a bit hands-on with people and not care about the consequences before we've got HIV going all over the country, being spread to people unwillingly, against their will. This is the sad reality of what's happening to our country and what is being imposed on the British people. This woman was an NHS worker. She didn't deserve that happening to her. Nobody deserves that happening to them. But that is the last thing that should be happening to somebody who works at the NHS. She's dedicated her life to helping people, and she dies like that. That is so unacceptable. And we have been so deeply betrayed by our politicians and by all these ne'er-do-well charities who are only concerned about helping those from overseas and don't care about the long-term consequences by the pathological empathy. And it is pathological empathy from which they suffer. They're dangerous, dangerous people, in my opinion, because they are incapable of saying no in case it makes them look bad or makes them feel bad, because they are addicted to the dopamine hits that they get from looking altruistic. It's just absolutely sickening. I'm going to leave that here. Just a very quick video. Shocking story. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, whatever, you don't have to agree with me. Please read the story for yourself. I will put links below. If you've liked that, found it interesting, useful, any of that good stuff, please do like, subscribe, and please, like I say, if you don't, whether you agree with me or not, please do put a comment below. I love reading them, and I do love replying to what people say, and I'm not a closed book. I am willing to change my mind. If you've got a good, strong argument, put it down below, and we'll have a debate about it. And like I say, if your points are good enough, I'll change my mind. I've not got a problem with that. But anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you very much for your time. Take care, and goodbye.